What's up, everyone? Triple Nipple Nick, welcome to the video. Today's topic, how to meditate for beginners. And I've been meditating for a couple years and I've tried a lot of techniques. That's what I like to do, is try a couple techniques, things like mindfulness, self-inquiry, concentration, contemplation, and there's all these different meditation techniques, strong determination sitting. And at the end of the day, I've actually talked to a lot of people who are really interested in meditation, but don't really know how to get started. And they'll try a technique, they'll do it for a bit, but they don't really feel like they're getting anywhere. And so kind of what I'm going to introduce to you in this video is a little bit of a hierarchy, a growth hierarchy of how you can get started with meditation and what kind of things you kind of want to stay away from. Because until you start to actually feel like you're getting results from the most simple of techniques, you don't want to jump into the deep end, or you'll end up like this guy, clearly having a psychotic break. So yeah. Basically, if you're just starting to meditate, we're going to start by making a distinction between concentration-based and insight-based meditations. And if you check out my channel, I have a book review on Mastering the Core Teachings of the Buddha, and this book will jump into that more. So if you're getting started, you're going to want to do a concentration-based meditation. You could look at a giant sequoia tree, or at your friend, or your enemies, and focus on that one thing. You could focus on your breath. You could focus on a sound, like the creek, and all you're doing is putting your consciousness, your awareness on that thing. And what does that mean? So right now, focus on your breathing. Be aware of your breathing. Like 10 seconds ago, you weren't feeling your breathing. Your breathing was happening, or was it? But without consciousness. And so all you're doing is choosing one thing to add consciousness to. And a good thing to do is your breath. That's a very common meditation technique. And so just sit there and be aware of your breath. And every time you forget, which will happen constantly, and so don't think you're doing anything wrong, every time you start to think about something, you're going to just bring your attention back to your breath. Put your consciousness on your breath. And you'll get better at this. If you do this every day for 10 minutes for a month, you'll notice that after a month, you'll start out and you won't even be able to focus at all. You'll meditate for 10 minutes, the timer will go off, and you'll realize you weren't even doing it at all. You didn't focus on your breath at all. But you'll get a lot better. This is like a muscle. This is really a mental muscle that we can build really quickly. And it's going to lay the foundation for other types of meditation. And so once you have this concentration muscle going, you're going to move on to putting that consciousness on all of your experience. So expand from your vision, looking at a tree, and your breath, feeling and hearing, and just focus on everything. And what you're kind of going to do is let go and just be mindful of whatever sensations flow into your consciousness. And this is going to be a little bit harder, but once you get good at this, you have a really solid foundation of concentration and raising that level of consciousness that's going to allow you to do more advanced techniques like self-inquiry. And so self-inquiry, I encourage you to go Google it. I'm not going to dive into it here, but essentially what you're doing is you're looking for the perceiver, because in your current experience, you feel as if you are perceiving things. You think you're looking at this video and you're watching, and there's a subject-object duality. But really, if you look into it, all you can ever see is objects. By definition, a subject, if you could experience it, would just be an object, something that you're experiencing. So you just got to keep looking for the self. But the thing is with this is that this requires a lot of concentration and a lot of focus. And so people will jump into things like these insight-based meditation practices without having the foundation, or they just don't really know what to do and they're just trying to quiet their mind or something like that. But you're not going to be able to just quiet your mind unless you're a very advanced meditator. So keep it simple and just start, and just, like I said, focus on just your breath for a month. And then you can look into better meditation techniques. And what I've done over the past 8 years of meditation and learning dozens of techniques is I've actually blended those techniques. And this is probably what you should do, is you'll get a sense for what feels right and what works best, and you'll blend a lot of them. So thanks for watching the video.
Maybe.
Triple Nipple Nick. Like and subscribe if you liked it. And you don't need to just do it that way, but basically the point I'm kind of trying to make is that you kind of need to treat it like you would other things in life and just find a technique that works for you, that's simple to get started with, and then just be consistent with it. And then from there.
So one concentration-based meditation technique that I really like is just focusing your eyes on your peripheral vision. You can kind of wave the hands in your peripheral vision to kind of help activate it. And for me personally, it's one of the quickest ways to bring yourself into the moment and be really mindful. It's really good to do while walking because you just take in the whole sight of the world around you and how it's shifting and changing. So yeah, try it.
Okay, thanks for watching again. If you actually made it to this point, go down below and comment I made it, and I will Venmo you 10 cents. Just send me a DM.